The interesting thing about using MCP connections is that the AI agent can take action on third-party tools instead of just if I set up an AI agent to answer questions in Slack, maybe when it is mentioned. So I'm going to do Notion AI and then ask a question about data that's in my Notion workspace. After a few seconds, there is a thread reply by the Slack Q&A assistant. That's the name of the AI agent in Notion. And it answers the question and it provides the source Notion page where the data was retrieved. The data doesn't necessarily have to be for the Notion, it can also be in third-party databases or tools, as long as you connect them via the MCP server. And the way to set up MCP connections in custom agents in Notion is via the dedicated setting that's down here. When you set up the agent under settings, there is add connection. And that's where we can add connections from some predefined tools or a custom MCP server that we can get from the documentation of that tool. In the previous video, I showed you how to connect the make MCP server. That concept is applied across any MCP of any tool. For the Slack Q&A assistant example that I'm demonstrating here, there is a trigger that's when the agent is mentioned in a specific channel, but it could also be across all public, soon coming private channels in your Slack workspace. And then you can also allow monitoring follow-up messages in the thread if there are follow-up questions to an answer provided by the agent. This is just one trigger, but if I want, I can add additional triggers. Maybe every time a message is posted in a specific channel that's only for Q&A, then this could be a more appropriate trigger here. Or if you add an emoji reaction, for example, we can use this to automatically generate tasks or reports in Notion from a Slack message. Or when the agent is mentioned, which is what I'm using here, I can target agent responses specifically when I need them. There can be multiple triggers activated here. For this specific agent, it needs access to the Notion workspace. It could be view access to the entire workspace, so all the pages shared with everyone. Or if there is a specific knowledge base that it needs to reference, then I can just link that page to avoid overloading the search tool of the custom agent when it runs that just consumes tokens and credits. So if there is a clear structure and source of data to retrieve, then it's always better compared to providing the whole workspace as a possible reference point for the AI to search. The connections section is where we connect MCP tools. And in this case, Slack is connected via auth. Once it is connected in Slack, we need to also add the Notion app, the Notion AI app. That's available under integrations. If we do add automation, this opens up the apps tab. Then we can search for Notion AI. And then one of the available apps is Notion AI. That's the official one that needs access to the Slack workspace and channels that you are using in the specific custom agent. And further, for Slack, I can select the access level to the public channels or to specific channels that we can find here in the list. When I connect other MCP servers, there are specific tools, read and write actions that server exposes. This is similar to the API of that tool, where you have some actions that allow you to read data and other actions that enable you to write data or edit the data in the software tool. So for example, if I connect Stripe, which is a payment processing platform, I go through the authentication process in here to connect my account. And once I select the account, I can then set the permissions on specific data points of that tool. And if I authorize, then I can find the MCP server here with the read tools that read data. And I can select whether I want them to run automatically or always ask me before running these tools. And there is write tools. And here as well, I can select the kind of automatic or permission-based access and what kind of tools are enabled. I can always reconnect or disconnect the MCP server. MCP servers right now are custom agent specific. So in this case, I connected Stripe, and this MCP is only available in this custom agent once I save it. If I want to connect Stripe to a different custom agent, I need to re-go through the authentication process. At the workspace level, when you go to settings, Notion AI, under AI connectors, you can see the connected tools here. These are the native connections available in Notion. And there is a setting to enable custom MCP servers. So if you do not want people to connect custom MCP servers that Notion hasn't reviewed, so they are not listed in those options that I showed you earlier, then you can turn this off, and it makes it easy to prevent any possible data leaks or other security concerns that you might have. Let me know what use cases you have in mind for custom agents or ideal automations that you might build with these new features using MCP servers that can connect to your Notion workspace as well. You can find links to all my products, resources, as well as how to contact me to work together in the description of this video. All the best to you, and see you in the next one.